Our team's just won a contract for a web campaign for Nike. We can't believe our luck, and thank fuck we'll now be branding for a company with a little bit more PR understanding. Our last client, right, Hyatt, in the days of the slave trade, made nigger collars. And their marketing's hardly evolved since then, though now they're making bigger dollars manufacturing the manacles they use on prisoners in Guantanamo, a big brand seller, advertised with the strapline, as used on the famous Nelson Mandela. Now, of course, we can't afford to select our clients on an ethical basis, but it feels better to be working for a company with a reputable status. I mean, Nike might have used sweatshops in the 90s, but all that public hostilities made them brand leaders in corporate social responsibility. Tien works the press that moulds the souls of the new Air Pegasus, unaware that winged horse is related to his own culture's Kirin, a mythical beast that brings serenity and prosperity, and if he was, he might laugh at the irony as he ends another 70-hour week with little more than $10 to take home to his family, whilst the man who owns the factory falsifies the timesheets so there's no sweatshop conditions for the English to see. Anyway, Mike, our team leader, takes us out for a slap-up feed to celebrate. Gets a table at this pretentious do-you-know-who-I-am celeb chef place, where the plates are balanced high with tiny food and sauce drizzled around the edge. But it don't satisfy me because there's not enough meat and I don't do veg. After all the fancy food and fine wine, we decide it's time to get serious, so we head down a Century and start knocking back caipirinhas. But all this Latin spirit we're drinking makes us start thinking about some Bolivian white for the nose, so we leave spent glasses of limes and head off to find some 9s from a guy Mike knows. Once we've got the part of the drugs we need for the party buzz, we take them in the club and start looking for Bacardi sipping girls who are into having sex, not making love. But we're a little bit dishevelled by now, not on a level with these highbrow ladies, more concerned with their cuticles. So Mike decides we'll get our fix from some girls who turn tricks after one last sniff in the cubicles. Cicerone treads wearily upon the sludge of dilute sulfuric acid and coca leaves. Sleepily dreams of growing coffee, but the cartel's reign of fear ensure Mama Coca's the only cash cow allowed to grow around here. And he knows the paste between his toes will become a powder that flows around the world, making mules out of young girls sat on flights, bellies swollen with pellets of coke that they pray won't get broken, that gets cooked into rocks, sold on blocks where junkies and whores are exchanged for daughters and mothers, and bullet-ridden corpses swapped for fathers and brothers who, like him, just wanted an escape. But Cicerone knows that's just all in a day's dream for a link in the chain of cocaine slavery. I've never done this before, but I ain't going to admit it. I'd never live it down with Mike and the lads now if I shit it, but as we approach the sauna, images of my ex-wife and daughter, like paintings of Catholic saints, bring pinpricks of shame into the dark corners of my brain. But as I close the door behind me, I close another one in my mind, and I find myself looking at this pale, pretty woman, tired, young, don't speak. But I thought it was true what they said about the quiet ones. I tried to give her the tongue, but she's all fingers and thumbs as if she's never done this before. And she looks a bit distressed. And I don't know if it's that or the coke, but I'm still not hard by the time I'm undressed. So I just lie on the bed, tell her to give my back a rub, which she does. But it's so light, it's so delicate, her touch. It reminds me of my daughter playing typewriter on my back to wake me up. And I roll over, and there's wetness on my cheeks, and she's crying too, and neither of us speak. We just look at each other weeping like two kids who chased a promise far from what they were seeking. I get dressed, give her all my cash, and go to leave, but she looks at it like it's fucking paper, and at me like she'd gouge out her heart to be released. So I go. And when I get home, I anonymously call the police. Adita! The advert said they were looking for catering and cleaning staff to work overseas. Adita told them she could start immediately, but When she landed in this country, she was handed over for a sum of money to a man who beat and raped her till she was passive, and then told her she'd have to have sex with strangers to pay off the price of her passage. When the police raided the brothel, she thought she'd get beaten again, but she was merely detained, then deported like baggage, praying the gang by whom she was trafficked wouldn't be waiting for her at reclaim. Meanwhile, a man lay in bed at home on his own, with an image of an aviary full of caged birds on replay, wondering in a civilized country how slavery still occurs these days.